Friends, welcome to our today's session. We'll be continuing our discussion on time value of money concept because this concept is important for various kinds of other decisions like investment decision, financing decision, and even for dividend decision. Understanding this concept is important. And so far, broadly, we have understood what is time value of money, what are its components, and the concept of present value and future value. That also we have understood, and some of the questions you have done. Very quickly, we'll be doing some other questions right now. We'll be solving some questions. Then maybe two more concepts we need to discuss. That is concept of sinking point and the concept of continuous compounding. After that, we'll again go back to our other chapters. Okay, so very quickly, I'm going to share the screen with you. Let us recapitulate what we have learned in the previous two classes. The concept of compounding interest, simple interest, and finally that effective rate of interest we have already discussed. We have understood what is the difference between them, and then we have understood that the value of rupee 1 today is not equal to value of rupee 1 tomorrow. The value of rupee 1 today is definitely more than the rupee 1 which is going to be received or paid in a future day. Why this happens? Why today's value of money is more? This is because if someone is paying you or you are receiving something, the other person who is paying you is postponing his consumption. He is losing an opportunity of use. He is taking a risk, and he is also facing the inflation risk. Because of this thing, the person needs a compensation, and the value of compensation is called as time value of money, right? And formula-wise, if you say the time value of money is the total of rate of inflation and the real rate of return from risk-free rate of risk-free investment plus risk premium. So we call it RI plus RF plus RP. Okay, rate of inflation plus risk-free rate of return. Okay, you can call it as the real rate of return from risk-free investment plus risk premium. Rate of inflation, the rate at which the value of money diminishes or the purchasing power of money reduces, that is called as a rate of inflation. Risk-free rate of return, if some investment is made in a particular instrument where risk is zero, risk is nil, we call it as the risk-free rate of return. So normally, central government short-term securities are considered as the risk-free investment. So that rate of return plus risk premium, all these three things, if you add, will get time value of money. Right? This is what I had shown you in a previous class. This is called as the barometer of reward. You see rate of inflation. Suppose we are assuming it is 6.5%. Then real rate of return for risk-free investment means return from the risk rate of return, risk-free investments minus inflation, because inflation we have already taken here. So here we will be deducting inflation part so that you will getting real rate of return from risk-free investment. Plus, since you are investing in a project, there will be some premium you need to earn, that is called as risk premium. All these three taken together is time value of money, and that is what an investor expects. Okay, from investor's point of view, that is time value of money. And for the let us say for the entity who is accepting that money, for that point of view, that is the cost of capital. So both the concepts are relevant for us. Okay, we use this concept of time value of money or use that rate to convert one cash flow. That means cash flow which is generated at a particular point of time. We need to convert it to a cash flow equivalent to we convert it to a cash flow which can be generated in a different point of time. Okay, the concept of moving from one time point to another point may be called as a compounding or as a discounting concept. When we move or we convert present value to future value, That concept is called as, when you move from present value to future value, we call it as, who can tell me? That means converting present value to future value. Can anyone tell me? Compounding. And compounding, right? And the concept of moving from future value to present value?
Discounting.
Is called as the discounting. How we can move? We have compounding factors. We have discounting factors. The compounding factors are also called as present value factors. And the discounting factors are called as what? Sorry, discounting factors are called as present value factors, and the compounding factors are called as future value factors. Okay, I'll show you the table now. Earlier also I had shown you. Once again, I'm going to share the screen. Let me show you the table. These are the factors. I think you are seeing the table. You see 4 tables I will be showing you. First, you see this is called as you can see below, future value of a lump sum. That means this is a future value table. Okay, you can convert any amount by multiplying these factors to a future value. Suppose you want future value after 8 years. You see this is the period, 8 years column you can select. Let us say what will the future value after 8 years at 10% time value, or you can take it 10%. You can see this particular number, 8 years and 10%. If you see this row and column intersect at this point, what is the factor? Can you read it? Is it visible? Can you read this factor?
11.436.
Yes. Suppose today is 100 rupees, today's value is 100 rupees. You want to know what will the future value of that money after 8 years. Just add 10% rate of interest or 10% time value of money. Simply multiply that 100 rupees with 11.436. Okay, do you understand? Similarly, suppose you want it is at 16% at after 14 years. What will do? Select 14 years row here. Okay, and also select it will be 16%. 16%. You see they intersect at this point. What is this factor?
43.672.
Yeah, if you multiply, you will straightway get the future value. Okay. Okay, this is future value factor. You can also observe all these factors are definitely more than 1. Okay, because future value, future equivalent will be more. Okay, now next table I am showing you. You see the next table is the present value of lump sum. Present value means the value future money is given to you, how will be arrived at the present value. Let us say after 10 years, you are going to receive 100 rupees. What is the value today? So you select 10 rupees. If you take time value of money is 9%, right? 9% you take. So what is the factor you are getting? Where it intersect?
0.422.
0.42. So if you multiply that 100 rupees into 0.422, you will getting the result, which is how much? 42 point. That means present value of that 100 rupees today is 42.2. Did you understand the use of these two tables?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you know this rate is the time value of money. Then we can convert present value to future value and future value to present value. Okay, there is one more kind of table, one more kind of cash flow, which is called as annuity. Annuity means a kind of fixed payment for a particular period. Okay, if the cash flow is in the nature of annuity, you know what is annuity? These tables you see, which table I am showing you, the present value table, future value table, just now I showed you, they are for single sum. That means one time you have received or one time you are paying, you can calculate what is the future value of present value. If it is not only one payment, it is a series of payment. Suppose you are receiving 100 rupees for coming 5 years. So today 100, after 1 year 100, after 1 year 100, after 1 year 100, like this. Okay. So, or let us say today you are not getting anything, after 1 year 100 rupees you will get. The next year 100 rupees you will get. Next year 100 rupees you will get. Like this. For some period you are going to receive. So this kind of cash flow is called as annuity. If it is annuity, then what we will do? Either each cash flow you can find out at the end of each year, we can find out what is the present value. Is it not? Let us say today let us say time period 0. Okay, This is time 1. 1 means after 1 year. This is 2. This is, let us say for 5 years you are going to receive someone. Okay, let us say 5 years, every year you are going to receive 1000. Are you observing it? Are you watching? Is it visible? You want to know what is the present value of this thing. One option is that this 100 rupees has to be discounted and brought to this point. This 1000 rupees is again has to, each of this 1000 rupees needs to be discounted and brought to that present value. Then we'll add up that present value. We'll find out what is the present value of this series of cash flow called as annuity. Understood? Yes or no? If you have not understood, please let me know.
Please repeat.
Okay. I'm showing you an example. Let us say you are receiving at the end of each year for coming 5 years 1000 rupees. Are you seeing it here? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is, you see, this is called as an annuity because fixed sum is received for 5 years. Let us say we want to arrive at the present value. What you can do? This 1000, let us say time value of money is 10%. Okay, 10%. So what we can do? This is after 1 year, 1000 rupees. Okay, what is the present value of 1 year at 10%? We can find it out. 1 year, 10%.
0.909.
0.909. So you can multiply it with 0.909. Now next is after 2 years. What is the factor? You can see it here. 0.999, 0.826, 0.751. Is it not? So first you see 0.909. Second, you can think these are the factors. Is it not? Are
Yes,
you
sir.
getting it? So you can find out the present value of this thing. What is the present value? This multiplied with this. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Are you getting it? So this is the value. This 1000 rupees is worth 909 today. This 1000 rupees is worth 826 today. This 1000 rupees is worth 75. This 1000 worth 751 rupees today. And this 1000 rupees is worth 683 rupees today. This 1000 rupees is worth 682 rupees today. So if you add this, all this thing, you can, that today's value you can get
3790.786.
that is the value at time period 0. Today that is the value. Okay. Are you getting? That means all these things equivalent to this one.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Either way, one thing you can do, we can multiply each one this item like this, or what we can do instead of doing all this thing. Okay, instead of doing all this thing, since this is an annuity, because you see fixed sum is received, is it not?
Yes, yes, sir.
So what I can do, I can refer to other table. You see, this is, let us say, present value of an annuity table. Here you see annuity for 5 years at 10%. What is the factor?
3.9791.
So what I can do, 1000 rupees. What is the factor? 3791. What you are getting?
Yes. 3791.
Is it the same figure? Same figure or not? You see, 37990.7. This is also 91. Is it not? Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And here what you are getting? Same thing. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
this is once you know the annuity table, then if you find out the cash flow is not a single sum, it is an annuity, then by referring this table, you can calculate the present value of an annuity, and you can also find out the future value of annuity. Okay, future value of annuity also you can find out by referring to this table. Did you understand the use of this table?
Sir.
Okay. So these tables are available in financial management book. If you are not finding it, you can download it from internet. Still, if you are not finding, you can contact us. The chapter will give you soft copy of these tables. Okay. Right.
So then, in case of when the amount is not fixed, we have to make tabular format and calculate the amount.
Yeah. If amount is in the nature of annuity, then you can directly refer to annuity table. Okay. So this, you can do one more thing also. You see this, I'm showing you this presentation. You can recorded video will be available. You can pause the video and take a photograph of this table. This is what future value of single sum. This is present value of single sum. This table is future value of an annuity. This is present value of an annuity. These four tables may be used. Okay, once you know the tables, then very easily we can convert them. We can convert present value to future value and future value to. Now, friends, we'll go back to our PPTs. So this is the concept of present value and future value, which you already know, or the concept of compounding and discounting. And the link between present value and future value is called as the time value of money. These concepts we have already discussed. Yeah. And also we need to understand the various types of cash flow. Earlier I had told you, we can divide the cash flow into these four categories. One is single sum, which already you know. Annuity also you know. Then one more kind of cash flow is there, which is called as the perpetuity. That means which lasts forever. And then cash flow might be uneven. Perpetuity means, let us say 1,000 rupees will continue forever. The example I gave you just now, it is continuing for how many years? It is continuing only for 5 years. But if it continues forever till N, you can call that cash flow as a perpetuity, not an annuity. Okay, so you can say perpetuity is an annuity which continues forever. Then uneven cash flow means, let us say first year you are getting 1,000, second year 800, third year 900, fourth year maybe 5,600. Okay, fifth year 3,500. So these cash flows are uneven. So they are neither single sum, nor annuity, nor perpetuity. So you can call them as uneven cash flow. In case of uneven cash flow, each cash flow shall be treated like a single sum, and that has to be discounted or taken to the future value as per the date. Okay, understood this cash flow? What is single sum? What is annuity? What is perpetuity? What is uneven?
Yes, sir.
Now, once it is annuity, then also we have to see that it can be annuity regular, it can be annuity immediate. Okay, and if it is annuity immediate, then it can be with N payment or N plus 1 payment. So this concept, what is annuity immediate, regular, all these things very quickly we'll recapitulate. Previous class, of course, we had discussed, but again, let us recapitulate this thing. The first single sum, present value of single sum, you can find out single sum into present value factor, or future value of single sum, you can find out by multiplying single sum into future value factor. And in case it is an annuity, what is an annuity? Regular. Annuity regular means the first payment will start after 1 year or after one period. Suppose 5 years annuity, so after 1 year the first payment will start. And there will be 5 payments. That is called as annuity regular. Annuity immediate means payment will start immediately. That means year 0, payment will start from year 0. And there will be 5 payments. And annuity immediate means, annuity immediate with N plus 1 payments means, payment will start at year 0, but there will be 6 payments. Okay, that is called as annuity immediate with N plus 1 payment. Okay, I am showing you this example. Let us say this is a 3-year annuity. Okay, are you watching this table now?
Yes, sir.
If cash flow is like this, let us say today investment starts or today project starts, At today, time period 0, no payment is there. After 1 year, you are getting a payment. After 2 years, you are getting a payment. After 3 years, you are getting a payment. Okay, first there is no payment. You see 3 payments are there and a 3 years annuity. It will be called as annuity regular. Okay, example is that suppose you are taking a house on rent and you are paying rent at the end of each month. So this is an example of annuity what? Regular. Understood?
Yes, sir.
And what is annuity immediate? 3 years payment, but it will start immediately. At the beginning of the period, you will be paying an amount. After 1 year, one more amount. After 2 years, one more amount. But when the contract will be over, then there will be no payment. So here you can see again 3 payments, but it will start from time period 0. Okay, this kind of annuity is referred to as annuity immediate. Example, if you open a RD account in post office, you can find this kind of cash. You have to deposit money fast. Okay, if it is for 12 months, then last month you don't have to deposit anything. The account will mature and you will get back the money. Understood? Then one more kind of annuity is referred to as annuity immediate, but with N+1 payment. Here you see 3 years annuity. Annuity is for 3 years, but there will be 4 payments. Year 0, there is a payment. Year 1, there is a payment. Year 2, there is a payment. Year 3, there is also one more payment. This typically you can find out when you open a PPF account. 3 years account, but there will be 4 payments. At the beginning, there is a payment. At the end, there is a payment. This is called as annuity immediate with N+1 payment. Now, do you understand? Will you be able to categorize the annuities into 3 classes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Why you are classifying this thing, like classifying annuities like this, is to understand that the annuity table which I showed you right now is for annuity regular only. There is no table for annuity immediate. There is no table for annuity immediate with N payment or N+1. So all the tables are made for annuity regular. So in case you are finding a annuity which is not an annuity regular is also referred to as annuity ordinary or ordinary annuity. Suppose it is not an ordinary annuity, then you have to think how to apply annuity table. Okay, because table is meant only for ordinary annuity or regular annuity. Okay, so what to do if annuity, it is an annuity immediate? The process is very simple. Suppose you see annuity immediate is like this. Okay, so what you can do if you ignore this cash flow, are you getting it? If you ignore this cash flow, then it becomes a annuity regular for 2 years. So you can find out the present value, then just add this cash flow because this is already in the present value. So by using the table which is meant for annuity ordinary, you can also calculate the present value of annuity immediate. Okay, if you want to calculate future value, first you ignore this cash flow. Then 2 years annuity, calculate the future value of 2 years annuity. Then this one treat it as a single sum, calculate the future value. Add both the things. You'll be getting the future value of an annuity immediate with N. Okay, are you getting?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And if it is annuity immediate with N+1 payment, here also you can do one thing. First, ignore this cash flow. It will look like just like an ordinary annuity. Then find out the present value or future value as the case may be. Then add the present value and future value of this particular single sum. You'll be getting the present value or future value of an annuity immediate. Okay, this is how we have solved our questions. And you already know future value of annuity is equal to annuity into future value of annuity factor. Present value of annuity is the annuity into present value of annuity factor. And we have solved some questions. I'll be showing you those questions once again. Since the topic is important, there is a need to recapitulate this. Now, but before going to that, before jumping into those questions which we had already discussed, this cash flow also we are going to discuss. This is about the perpetuity. As you know, perpetuity lasts forever. The present value of perpetuity is equal to perpetuity divided by time value of money. Okay, let us say 500 rupees you are going to receive forever. The present value of this thing is that 500 rupees divided by time value of money. So here time value of money is assumed 10%, then the present value is 5,000. And perpetuity continues forever. There is no future value of perpetuity. Okay, only present value we can compute. Is it okay? Okay. If perpetuity is constant, then only this formula needs to be used. But if it is a growing perpetuity is growing, then the present value of perpetuity is equal to, can you read the formula? Perpetuity divided by
Time value of money minus growth rate.
Time value of money minus growth rate. So accordingly, you see, growing perpetuity's present value is more. Same perpetuity, present value here it is computed 5,000 rupees, here it is 6,250. Because this perpetuity grows at the rate of 2%. Okay. Understood? Now, if next kind of cash flow is, last kind of cash flow is uneven cash flow. If the cash flow is uneven, let us say year 0 it is 500, year 1 it is 950, year 200, then 250, then 900, 1900, then what to do? Each cash flow shall be treated as a single sum. This is a single sum, this is a single sum, this is a single sum. Okay, then how to calculate present value? Just multiply with the present value factor for 1 year. For this is 0 means 1. Okay, no factor is required. After 1 year, multiply with the factor for 1 year. This is multiply with the factor for 2 years, multiply with the factor for 3 years, multiply with the factor for 4 years, like this. Uneven cash flow. You can treat it just like a single sum. Okay. Okay. And here are some questions we had already solved. Let us say first question is that compute the future value in 3 years of rupees 200 today at 8%. Future value of this 200 has to be computed. So what we will do? Future value is simply 200 into future value factor for 3 years at 8%. So this you can find out from the table. The previous class I had shown you the table. So this is 1.26. You can find out future value is 252. Okay.
Yes, sir.
You can try this at home. Please find out this factor. If you are getting this factor, then you can find out the answer. The next question is that compute present value of rupees 200 due after 3 years. That means this money is receivable after 3 years. What is the present value as of now? So what you will do? 200, you have to multiply with the present value.
Discounting factor.
Yeah, discounting factor for 3 years at 8%. Okay, so present value factors or discount factor for 3 years at 8% is 0.794. So you can getting present value is this one. Okay.
Yes.
Third question. Compute the future value of an annuity of rupees 150 per year for 6 years, compounded at 10%. So future value of an annuity. Since question is silent, we have to assume this is a ordinary annuity. Okay, in case of ordinary annuity, what you have to do? Annuity is 150 into, question is asking for future value factor. The future value annuity factor. Don't select the future value single sum factor here. So there will be 4 tables you need to understand. First, you see the title of the table, which one is for present value of single sum. One will be for present future value single sum. One will be for present value annuity. Second one is for future value annuity. So appropriate table needs to be selected. Otherwise, your answer will be wrong. Is it not? In your exam, either table will be provided or factor will be provided. Okay. Now you see. So future value, what we'll do? You have to refer to future value annuity factor for 6 years at 10%. If you refer to that, you can find out it is 7.716. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, fourth question I am saying. Fourth question you see, as I told you, all annuities will not be necessarily annuity regular or ordinary annuity. It can be annuity immediate with n payment or annuity immediate with n plus 1 payment. But here we have to apply our mind how to convert it into an annuity immediate, so that how to convert it into an annuity regular, so that we will be able to use the table. Now, please read this question.
Compute future value of an annuity immediate of rupees 150 per year for 6 years computed at the rate of 10%.
So, you know, this is the annuity immediate for 6 years. Okay. And the annuity table is for what? Annuity immediate or for annuity regular?
For regular.
Regular. So, what we will do, we'll see. We'll write 6 payments. Okay, 6 payments, 6 years. You see, payment structure will be like this. So, I can write T0, that is time period 0, time 1, time point 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, this is a 6 years annuity. But since it is an annuity immediate, the payment will start from 0. Is it done? If it is a regular annuity, payment will start for T1 and it will continue till 6. But since this is an immediate annuity, payment will start from T0 and at T6 there will be no payment. Okay, did you understand this cash flow?
Sir, how will know the n plus 1 concept immediate?
You see, a question must have given that thing. Question will give you that thing. It will be mentioned in the question. Okay, if nothing is mentioned, it is an ordinary annuity or regular annuity. But here you see, its question says it is an annuity immediate for 6 years. For 6 years means 6 payments. If it will be specifically mentioned, if it is specifically mentioned that 6 years involving 7 payments, then we'll understand it is talking about n plus 1 annuity.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what we'll do, it is for future value you have to calculate. You see, this is the cash flow. We need to arrive at the value at this point. That is the future value. So what we will be doing, I will be ignoring this cash flow. If you ignore, it looks like an ordinary annuity, is it not?
Yes, sir.
But this is an ordinary annuity for 5 years. Is it not? Here annuity ends.
Yes, sir.
So what we will do, I will think this is an ordinary annuity for 5 years. So I can use my future value factor table of an annuity, future value annuity table. But if I use it, I will be getting the factor I will be getting the future value at this point, at year 5. Is it not?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Then what we will do, this amount, whatever I will get, I will compound it. Again, that will become a single sum. I will find out future value after 1 year. Again, I will multiply it with 1 year single sum factor. I will be getting value. Understood?
Yes.
But one more thing, I had ignored this thing. So this single sum again has to be brought to the future value at the end of 6 years. Then these two taken together will be the future value of annuity.
So that means, sir, your T0 is only 150 will be add on the T6, which is included on the compounding factor of T1, T2, T3, T4, and T5.
The future value of 150 will be added. Not 150 will not be added. Because 150 is a T0. The future value of 150 will be added. You have understood rightly, but we have to convert it into future value.
Yes.
Okay. So
Time period, sir, 6 years. Time period 6 years.
Time period 6 years. Okay. So I can break it as follows. Future value of an annuity regular for 5 years. This is annuity regular for 5 years. I will get it here. Future value of a single sum for 6 years. Right. Then invest the value at the end of 5th year. That means this value for 1 more year and get the future value at the rate of 6th year. Now these two things will be added. You'll be getting the future value of an annuity. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you see step 1, future value of annuity regular for 5 years. It's 150 into 6.105. Then future value of single sum in 6 years is this much, 265. Then this 916, you have got it at the end of 5th year. That has to be converted to the future value of one more year. So multiplied it again with 1.11, 1.1, you'll be getting 108. That is 108 plus 265 will be added. You'll be getting the future value of entire annuity. That is what? 1273.8. Okay,
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
understood? Yeah, friends,
Yes.
you need to practice it. So you can do one thing. I'll be uploading this video. Please watch it and take a piece of paper and keep on practicing. Once you practice it, you'll find it is very easy, very convenient. All of you will be very comfortably will be able to do it. Once you're having these tables, 4 tables with you, it is very easy to do it. Okay. Now, next question. Next question, can some of you please read it? Can you read?
Compute future value of an annuity immediate of rupees 150 per year for 6 years involving 7 payments computed at the rate of 10%.
So all this kind of question annuity, first it will be better for us if you distribute the cash flows like this. So here the question says 6 years annuity. And if you see, it is an annuity immediate and involving 7 payments. That means the way we classify annuities, we'll call it as annuity immediate with n+1 payment. So cash flow structure will be like this. At year 0 or time point 0, there will be 150. At the time point 6 also, there will be cash flow of 150. And this will involve 7 payments. And calculating future value is very simple. All that you have to do, you have to ignore this past cash flow. Now this looks like an ordinary annuity for 6 years. Is it done? We can calculate the present value of this ordinary annuity for 6 years. You can very easily arrive. Plus, in addition to that, what we will do, the single sum, which was ignored at the beginning, we can calculate the future value of that single sum for 6 years. If we just add these two figures, we'll be getting future value of one annuity immediate with n+1 payment at the end of 6 years. Understood this?
Yes, sir.
So this I can say, I can break off this annuity or break up the process into these 3 steps. Future value of an annuity regular for 6 years. Future value of a single sum for 6 years. Then just add step 1 and step 2. If I apply those steps, I will be getting future value of an annuity regular for 6 years is this much, 1157.4. This is the annuity factor at 10% for 6 years, 7.716. This is multiplied. The future value of a single sum for 6 years, this comes to 265.8. Then add step 1 and step 2, you will getting 1423. Okay, this is the future value. If you compare this answer with the previous question, question number 4 that we have done, you'll find this figure is 150 rupees more than the previous answer. Why 150 rupees more? Because here everything is same. Here only one extra cash flow is there, n+1, 150 rupees. This is at the end of year 6. So the future value will be 150 rupees. You can compare it with the previous answer. You can understand why this answer is different. Why this answer is more by 150 rupees than the previous answer. Understood? Yes,
Yes.
or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, friends. Now, next question. Please read this question.
Compute present value of an annuity of rupees 250 per year for 10 years computed at the rate of 12%.
Yeah, this is here you are talking about the present value of annuity. Question has not mentioned anything. That means this is an annuity regular. Okay, so very simple. So 250 rupees present value factor present value annuity factor is 5.265. We can get the figure 1,412 rupees, 12.5, and that is the present value of an annuity. Okay, I think you will be able to find this factor from the table. Always remember, you have to refer to the present value annuity factor, not present value single sum factor. Okay, so you need to practice whether you are selecting the appropriate factor or not. Okay, you have to select present value annuity factor for 10 years at 12%. Okay, don't get confused with other tables. Select the appropriate tables and select the appropriate factor. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, next question. Now, please read it. Question number 7.
Compute present value of an annuity immediate of rupees 250 per year for 10 years computed at the rate of 12%. N is equal to 10 payments involved.
So, what kind of annuity is it?
Sir, N payment immediate annuity.
Immediate 10 payment. So, if I structure it, I will be getting, you see, for 10 years. Okay, present value of annuity.
सर आवाज नहीं आ रहा.
Whether all others are not getting my voice? Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, please check if some of you are unable to listen to me. Maybe some speaker issue from your side. Yeah, so you see, this question is says 10 years, 250 rupees. So if you see annuity immediate, 10 payments will be there. You see 250 like this, 10 years payment will be there. Year 0, 1 payment will start and there will be 10 payments. This is the cash flow structure. Okay, again I show you the question. Annuity immediate of rupees 250 per year for 10 years. Okay, 10 payments are involved. So 250 rupees, 10 payments are involved. So it will immediate when it will start from year 0, then 10 payments 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Understood? 10 payments will be there. That means effectively at the end of year 9, payment finishes. Last year, there will not be any payment because this is an annuity immediate. Even if the life of annuity is 10 years, there will be 10 payments starting from year 0. Okay, and we have to find out the present value. Normal annuity, what happens? This amount should not be there in an ordinary annuity. So we'll ignore this cash flow. Once we ignore the cash flow, it is converted into an annuity immediate for 9 years. Is it not?
Yes.
Now, this is the annuity immediate for 9 years. So we'll arrive at the present value of this thing. Okay, present value of this 9 years. Plus, this is a single sum, which is already at the present value because it's a time period 0. So this 9 years present value will arrive at plus 250 rupees will be added. So you can say this can be divided into present value of a single sum for 0 years and present value of annuity regular for 9 years. Then add step 1 and step 2. You will be getting the present value of an annuity immediate involving 10 payments. Okay? Understood?
Yes. Yes.
Now, you see, the step 1 is the present value of a single sum. So it is 250. Okay. Because single sum, first one is at receipt year 0. Year 0, all factors are always 1. Because present value, future value is same because you are at that time point. That is the present value. Present value is 1. So 250 multiplied by 1. So you will getting 250 rupees. Next, present value for annuity regular for 9 years. You will be getting 250 into, this is the present value annuity factor for 9 years, 5.328. We are getting 1.332. So step 1 and step 2, you can add it up, you can find it out. It is 1,582. This is the present value of an annuity immediate for 10 years. Okay. Did you understand?
sir.
Now question number 8. Now read this question.
Compute present value of an annuity immediate of rupees 250 per year for 10 years computed at the rate of 12% involving 11 payments.
Now tell me what kind of annuity is it?
An immediate annuity n plus 1 payment.
Yes. So now if you write the cash flow structure, it is like this. 250 rupees for 10 years, but 11 payments are there. Okay. So we can break it like this. Why we'll ignore this thing. 250 rupees. This is a single sum. We can arrive at the present value of this 250 rupees. What will the present value of this 250 rupees?
250 rupees.
250 only, because
250.
at that point. Then the remaining cash flows that look like an annuity ordinary or annuity regular for 10 years. We'll find out the present value of annuity regular for 10 years. If you add these two figures, you'll be getting the present value of an annuity immediate for 10 years. Okay. So if I go to calculation, then present value of a single sum at 0 years is 250 rupees. The present value of an annuity regular for 10 years is equal to 250 into 5.650. That comes to 1412.5. Then step 1 and step 2, you can add it, you can get 1662.5. This is the present value of an annuity immediate with n plus 1 payment. Did you understand?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Yes.
Okay. Now, next kind of cash flow is the present value of a perpetuity. The question is, find the present value of a perpetuity of rupees 100 at 12%. 12 perpetuity here means it's a fixed perpetuity, it's not a growing perpetuity. In case of perpetuity, you know, present value computation is very simple. The formula is perpetuity divided by time value of money. So what we'll do it here? 1000 divided by 12%. So it will getting 8,333 rupees. So simple, girls. Okay,
Yes.
right? Because this is not a growing perpetuity. Had it been a growing perpetuity, then what we'll do? Perpetuity divided by time value of money minus growth rate. Is it done? This is the next question. Please read this question.
Compute present value of a perpetuity of rupees 1000 growing at the rate of 8% if time value of money is 12%.
So here what we'll do? Perpetuity divided by time value of money minus growth rate. That is 1000 rupees divided by 12% minus 8%. That is 1000 rupees divided by 4%. You'll be getting 25,000. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
This is the present value of perpetuity. And you know, for perpetuity, there is no future value because it continues forever. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay, perpetuity is over. Now, next cash flow we'll see. This is about uneven cash flow. Please read this question. Question 11.
Compute present value of a stream of cash flows involving a receipt of rupees 1100, 900, 1500, 700, and receipt at the end of 1 year to 4 at the rate of 10%.
You see, these cash flows are not same. They are different. Therefore, this is an uneven cash flow. So each cash flow shall be taken as a single sum. So cash flow is like this: year 0, no payment; year 1, 1100; year 2, 900; year 3, 1500; year 4, 700. What you will do if you want to calculate the present value? I think question has asked you to calculate present value. What will do? This will be treated as a single sum. Find out the present value, multiplying it the single sum with present value factor for 1 year at 10%. Then this 900 has to be brought to the present value. That is 900 into present value factor for 2 years at 10%. Third is 1500 into present value factor for 3 years at 10%. Then the 700 multiplied with present value factor for 4 years at 10%. Then add all these figures, you will be getting the present value of the uneven cash flow. Okay, meaning each cash flow needs to be discounted by treating it just like a single sum. Okay, this has to be done. Then you have to add these cash flows. Understood? Yeah. So if you are doing so, you see these are the cash flows, year 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the cash flows. And present value factor at 10% is like this, 0.909, 0.826, 0.751, 0.683. If you multiply this, I am getting these figures. If you add all of them, I am getting the present value is 3,348. Okay.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Now, yeah. Similarly, if you want to calculate future value, suppose you would like to calculate future value, then what you can do? I'll show you with the help of Excel sheet. Just a minute. You can think of any cash flow. Let us say first year. Here I am writing year. Okay. Is it visible to you? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
I may take it for 5 years or 10 years, anything. Cash flow uneven, you can take any figure. Uneven cash flow, let us say first year 100. Or second, you can take 300. Then you can take 150. Then you can take 720. Fifth year, you can take 900. Next year, you can take 5,000. 7 year, you can take 20. Next year, you can take 65. Any figure you can take. Then you can take 325. Then you can take 175. Okay. Let us say we will arrive at the present value. Year 0, there can be something also. You can write 20 rupees. Okay. This is uneven cash flow. Is it not?
Yes. Yes.
Suppose I want to know the present value. And let us say my time value of money is at 10%. What we will do? At 10%, I will take the various factors. Okay. First, let us say I will be calculating future value. Future value at 10%, what is the factor? For year 0?
Only
Yes.
20.
Year 0 means
Same year.
same.
No percentage same.
Is it not? Year 0 means are the
Yes, sir.
same. So what I will multiply it?
1 now. 1.
1. Now year 1, what will be the factor? At 10%, I will show you. You see? At 10.
1.1.
Okay. So what we will do? Multiplied with 1.1. Okay. Next, you can see the same figures 1.210, then 1.331, 1.446, like this. Is it not? So if you calculate future value, simply I have to multiply this into this I can calculate. Okay, I can add this. The sum of this is called as, this is what? This is my future value. Okay, right? Let us say I want present value. Present value, then what I will do? Sorry, just a minute. So let us say these are my cash flows. Okay, then I have to multiply it with a present value factor table. Present value table factor table is in the next sheet. You see present value factor of a long sum for 10%. First, just a minute. I'll go back there. First, year 0, what is the present value? 1 present value factor, because it is already received at present value. And then year
Yes.
1, what I will do? Present value factor at 10%. You see 909. Then 806. I can multiply. I can find these are the factors. Then you can get the present value. This amount into factor. So, just a minute. Equal to this amount into this factor. I'm getting this amount. The same way I can multiply all these things. And if you add these numbers, if I calculate sum, you can get this is the present value. Okay. So present value of this cash flow is like this. And future value of the cash flow is like this. Okay. You can see present value is, future value is 13,000 something and present value is 4,590. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think if you practice, you will be definitely you'll be able to do it. Okay. Now, friends, with this, our broad understanding in present value and future value and the concept of time value of money, we have over, but two more things we need to learn. One is the concept of sinking fund. What is that concept we will be discussing? Then the concept of continuous compounding. That's also relatively a new concept for you, so far as you are concerned, your syllabus is concerned. So we'll be discussing these two topics in our next session. Okay, that will not take much time, but after discussing that thing only, we'll go back to our other chapters. We are going to stop our class here right now, today's class. If you have any query, please let me know very quickly. Any query you have?
Sir, after solving this problem, we will ask you any doubt.
Please try these questions, because that is the only way to understand this concept. Okay. After that, only some doubt may come. So we'll be addressing all those doubts, all of your doubts. Then, after completing that sinking fund and continuous compounding concepts, then we'll go to the other chapter, cost of capital. Again, we'll continue from that part. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.